Sean Fraser, Canada's Attorney General, has decided that the Notwithstanding clause is a problem. Welcome to Wake Up Canada News. I'm Brad Wilder. This next article comes from fellow Canadian Melanie in Saskatchewan. Well, folks, here we are again, watching another Ottawa suit play fast and loose with our rights and freedoms, all under the guise of doing us a favor. Sean Fraser, our illustrious Attorney General, has decided that the Notwithstanding clause, a tool that's been part of the Charter for over 40 years, is suddenly a problem. And why now? Well, because it's inconvenient for his political agenda, that's why. Let's pull back the curtain on this so-called intervention and take a closer look and see what's really cooking in the liberal kilns of incompetence. First off, let's talk about this hate symbols legislation. On the surface, it sounds noble. Crack down on those nasty symbols that stir up trouble, protect our places of worship, even keep the peace. But hold your horses, because the devil is in the details. Fraser wants to criminalize using symbols that so nearly resemble those of terrorists or Nazis. Now, I'm no lawyer, but that sounds like a recipe for a witch hunt. Who's going to decide what so nearly resembles? Some overzealous cop with a chip on his shoulder, or maybe a judge who doesn't know a swastika from a peace sign. The same people who can define style and assault-style firearm will want to take your rifle from you. This isn't about protecting us, it's about control. Mark my words, this will be used to silence dissent, not just hate. And coming from a man whose track record in housing and immigration is a testament to failure, we can only expect another flustercluck if he keeps this up. And then there's the big play, asking the Supreme Court to gut the Notwithstanding clause. Fraser wraps this up in a pretty bow, saying it's about upholding charter rights. But let's be real. This clause has been used by provinces like Quebec and might be used by Alberta to handle their own messy business. It's a safety valve, a way for elected folks to say, hey, we know this might step on some toes, but it's what our people really need right now. It's also the only reason why we even have a Charter of Rights and Freedoms upon to begin with by the provinces. The exception being Quebec. You know, the difficult darlings that they are. Fraser wants to take that away and hand it over to a bunch of judges who don't have to face voters and sell themselves for a ballot to keep their jobs. That's not democracy, that's dictatorship by robe. Given his stellar performance as housing minister, where he turned Canada's housing market into the most unaffordable in G7 history, and as immigration minister, where he oversaw population growth outpacing housing construction by a factor of 4.7, I'm sure his constitutional meddling will be just as disastrous. If he continues his record of failures, we can look forward to crap festival situation where, well, provincial autonomy is as extinct as affordable housing under his watch. Let's not forget the timing. Quebec's Bill 21, which restricts religious symbols for public employees, and Alberta's potential move on transgender laws, both touchy subjects for the liberal voter base. Coincidence? I think not. Fraser's not interested in constitutional purity. He's interested in political expediency. He's using the courts to do what he can't get through Parliament, bypassing debate, public input, the whole shebang. That's not leadership, that's cowardice. And let's be honest, if this immigration policies were any indication, he'd probably just flood the courts with paperwork until they give up, much like he flooded Canada with immigrants without a single house to show for it. And the unintended consequences, well, there are plenty. If the Supreme Court sides with Fraser, we're looking at a future where provinces can't make tough calls without Ottawa's say-so. That means less autonomy, less local control, and more power in the hands of the federal government that's already got its fingers in too many pies. It also means that any time a province tries to do something controversial, well, they'll be dragged into court, wasting time and money while the real issues get ignored. It's also a convenient way for Ottawa to finish decimating Western Canada's oil and gas industry in the pursuit of green fever dreams that break household budgets and banks. With Fraser's track record, expect the courts to be as backed up as our housing market, with decisions delayed longer than it takes to build a single affordable home under his tenure. But wait, there's more. Yes, that's right. This hate symbols law thing. It's a Trojan horse. Sure, it targets overt hate, but what about the gray areas? What about symbols that mean different things to different people? Are we going to start arresting folks for wearing a cross because someone might find it offensive? Or maybe a maple leaf because it resembles something else? The potential for abuse is staggering, and once you give the state that kind of power, you don't get it back. And given Fraser's history of mismanagement, expect this law to be enforced with the same precision as his immigration targets, wildly off the mark and causing more problems than it solves. Fraser's move is a power grab, plain and simple. He's dressing it up in the language of rights and protection, but underneath, it's about centralizing control, undermining provincial rights, and setting a dangerous precedent for how we handle our Constitution. In my half-century on this earth, I've seen enough politicians promise the moon and deliver a lump of coal. This is no different. Wake up, Canada. This isn't about hate symbols or charter rights. It's about who gets to call the shots. And right now, Sean Fraser's betting it's going to be him and his judicial pals. They have something unpalatable cooked up that they intend to force-feed Canadians, and this will be the only way they can pull it off. Don't let him or the incompetent Liberals win. Your province, your rights, your future depends on it. And if his past performances are any indicator, well, hey, we're in for a world of hurt if we let him continue down this path. So let's stop it. Thanks for watching Wake Up Canada News. Please like, share, and follow us on any of your favorite socials, including Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and our website at wakeupcanadanews.com. Till next time, remember you're the voice, and it's time to make it count. I'm Brad Wilder, and I'll see you soon.